Today we're going to talk about the color and the details and the value contrast to create a distance in landscape painting. First, take a look at this reference. It's beautiful, has background, the sky very pale, but we have the distance, the mountain over here. This is the midground over here, and then we have the foreground. The color in the far away distance look a little bit blue because it's more and more away, closer to the sky. It looks like the sky color. And the midground have a little bit more details, the color a little bit brighter, but look at the foreground is much brighter, lots of contrast. The contrast that between the two different colors, also the light color and the dark color. The darkest color at the front, not in the midground, not in the background, right? The darkest color over here, the brightest color over here. By using the different value contrast and the brightness of color to create an idea of the distance in a landscape painting. Two reference, which is I mainly is going to work from. I like the front over here. I like the path going into. Imagine that we are actually walking into this beautiful scene. But the top over here is blank. So I want to use part of the top over here to put it up here, to compose that, to have a little bit more depth, suggestions into the painting. So I'm going to put this also as my key reference and put it over here. So we're going to get the ideas on the canvas first. Good idea to use a little neutral color, a little light neutral color. So I use only the yellow as the primary yellow, primary red, and also the phthalo blue, and the three color together. Phthalo blue is more like a green shade blue color. And if you want some red shade blue color, probably thinking about French ultramarine blue. Okay, let's see how we're gonna divide this. I want the tree is the beautiful tree as at the main part, right? I'm gonna have the path coming in and then walking inside of this. Okay, you can choose different idea, different composition if you want. So I make sure I have enough foreground over here. And the tree also consider part of the foreground. That's beautiful. And just get the idea, don't have to paint the details. So will be the front over here. Let's take a look how much we're gonna use for the background. And when you're putting 2 or 3 references together to create painting, it's always a challenge. And how you're going to balance, how you're going to take part of it and some element from the reference and remove some of them not to be included. So I want to say this part use it as the sky. And I think we have a picture like that. So the idea is already here. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to putting the color for the different masses in the painting. The masses with the biggest areas that we're going to see how they're going to look and compare to each other with the different colors, different brightness, different shade of tones. Let's take a look. And I'm going to start from the background and a little bit gray. So I'm going to mix these 2 colors, even the yellow color together. Now, when the 3 color together, it's always look a little bit gray. Now, I think I'm going to start from the middle tone, have a little bit kind of brownish color. So I have a little bit more of these 2 color together. Obviously, it's going to be too dark. So what I'm going to do is take a little white. White color over here is similar to what watercolor would use, the water. And I'm going to have a little bit red. Okay, get a little bit more white. When you take color, take it from the side. Don't take it in the middle. Okay, have a good habit. And have this color probably. Let's see. And also think about the acrylic paint. This is what we're using. It always look darker after it dries. So you can try to make it even a little lighter when this is wet. And put it like this. And maybe a little bit yellow, like the closer to the to us in distance. So put this color here first. Don't need to think about too much of the details. There's no detail in your mind. Okay, just put the color for this whole background and maybe a little bit more blue into the distance. So take a little more blue color like that, look more as gray color. So when the object's closer to the background, it will always look more blue, a little bit more cooler and cooler. Okay, and then I'm gonna have a little bit lighter and lighter getting into the distance. Oh, it's a little bit too dark because the color inside the brush. I'm gonna wash the brush and I'm gonna come back to remix the color and a little bit blue. Now I'm gonna start from the top so it looks like the sky like that. And squint your eye. I always squint my eye when I'm painting the large area. Okay, like that. Put the color in here. And we probably have a little bit blue. Like look like there is the farthest color in the background. Like this. Farthest mountain. Like that. And we're gonna see the color may change. It's definitely gonna change, look a little bit darker. But so this is the background. It may need to be a little lighter. And I'm gonna add this color, even make it a little bit lighter, right over here. Set the color in, and this is only the foundation of the painting. Okay, lots of detail we're not including because we don't know whether or not we want to include them, right? So it depends how you're going to make the judgment as we paint. Okay, now we're going to put the bright orange color. I take the yellow color and the red. I'm gonna put some color right over here. See how bright the color? You make it like so attractive, so closer to us. And just put the color here, start from, and we're gonna pick a little bit more red color as inspired by the other reference. And if you have the color just get in here, it's very wet, and it would just going to turn into like gray. So I'm gonna put some color, just put it there, and I already have some gray color in my brush, and just put it there. Just tap on it. Just put the color like that for now. We can change the color. I'm gonna get a little yellow. Just put it on top because this should not be having the transitions because this is total different tree like that. And a little yellow. And now it's not much yellow. Just put the yellow. Not much white. Just the yellow color like that. For now, just see. And now I'm gonna having the yellow orange color. Again, at this step, we just gonna see how the color in the different masses is gonna work together like this. I'm gonna have a little bit more yellow. Just put the yellow here. Put it on like that. And let's have a little orange color. We can get more details as we are going into the next step. But first, we need to know how the color will work together between the big area. Okay, like that. Get a little white, and here you go. Like and take a look at the reference. Keep looking at the reference, how it look. And that's good, like that. Right. Now we put some dark color to the bottom over here. First, we're gonna have some beautiful green color first, and using the yellow and the phthalo blue can make some very beautiful yellow-green colors. So I'm gonna put it over here. So create a nice contrast. Like that. And I'm gonna have some color over here too. Like that. And maybe some color over here too. A little bit over here. Just think about those are just colors. And we can put the path on top of the colors, so it's okay. So I'm gonna get a little yellow, a little red, and seeing the color like this could be suggest the leaf actually fell on the grass, right? Like this. Let's get the same thing over here. I have a little bit green color, so you can see some brighter color and also more contrast at the front as the. And then come in here, we need put some darker color. So the foregrounds always have their deepest contrast. So I'm gonna have the blue and the red together, and this color is very, very deep. You don't really need a black color in the acrylic painting. Okay, I'm gonna put some really dark color, deep color in here. Just for now. I want this area a little bit deeper, right? You have to create a difference, the contrast. And a little color over here too. I'm gonna put a little dark color. So see a little deep, maybe not so dark, but over here I have a little bit more like a brownish colors. So have a little yellow and a little red, right? So that's just more like a brown, but it's maybe a little bit more yellow and make it a little bit lighter. Here you go, like that. Come in over here. Take a look. Keep looking how the color. Now, very deep the color. I'm gonna put a little color here. Just suggested could be rock. That. And also this area, it has a shadow. They catch the shadow on this. So you're looking at the reference. It actually have a little bit darker, the green color. So what I'm gonna do is just the right thing. I'm gonna get a little bit blue, a little bit yellow in here, and it will become that color. Let's see, right? You're gonna see this become suggested that actually in the catch the shadow like this. Suggestion is what I try to do. I always say that it's a suggestion. You're not gonna recreate a mountain. You suggest there's the mountain, and the people believe that. And so, oh, yes, a mountain. Because actually, if the persons did not go to any mountain before, they won't get it. They won't understand. Really, this is mountain? Okay, what do you mean, mountain, right? Okay, now the color, it looks good. I'm gonna get a little red color into this area, and maybe a little bit kind of yellow, red, just create those the warm orange color, the red orange color, you can see that. You don't want to make it all flat, okay? The tree has volume, has a shape, has a form, okay? That I'm gonna have some color over here. Let's just look. And now I'm gonna come in over here, get a little bit red over here too. I'm gonna make it even brighter. Okay, like that. And that's getting dry, so we're ready. Actually, we can put any color on the top if we want. Okay, that's it. And look. And then we're gonna have a little red here, a little bit deeper, and coming over here in the shadow. And after this dried, it will be easier to do that. Okay. And we can see as we can create the relationship a little more later. But for now, I'm going to give it just a very light brown color, a bit more yellow, like this. I'm just going to add this color over here. See that? It's still just only temporary. I have the pad, so just the pad come in here and get a little yellow orange color, and that is just the bottom of this hill like that. And then inside we're going to put into a little bit darker gray, because in the shadow, like this, a little bit blue like this. Think about the color like that. It actually coming from here, and with some thicker color like that, and coming in a little suggestions like that. Good. And we're gonna put some light color and later after it dry. Now we're gonna look at it. Is the color right? Right now you compare the orange color over here is lighter than the color in the back, which is great. Can create that contrast, make it look a little bit different. Let's take a look at the color between those areas. Take a look at this reference, so we can see the color suggestions. Let's work on here and come back to the foreground. I think the overall color, the blocking into the colors is pretty nice. And I'm going to continue use this brush and take a look at back to the sky. Make it a little bit brighter. Okay, like this. Make it a little bit thicker too. Okay, is that good? Maybe a little bit too dark. So make it a little bit lighter. Okay, like that. Come in. Brush over too, and also continue on this side. There's a cloud on the top, so we want to keep the clouds. You can make that decision whether or not you want to keep it. I want to have a little half translucent, so just use just brush over that color, have a little half translucent, showing a little warm color underneath. Okay, like that. And this, the very far away distance. Now I'm going to use just this gray color. I'm going to give a little suggestions. You see that suggestion between the closer mountain is separate from the far away mountain. I'm going to have this little light color, so I create that distance. You see that? The separation between in the space, and one closer, one farther away. So it's just all about getting the color right. But inside the background area, you don't want to create too much of jump. The darkest color should not be too dark. Limit the range of the dark and light colors. Okay, and now I'm going to come in to have a little bit blue, but it's not so going to be dark, and also have a little bit red color, but this color very dark. So I'm going to mix with the light color. Okay, like this. And I'm going to have this a little shadow side of the mountain over here. But this color may be even too dark. So I'm going to mix a little white into the color over here. So when you paint the landscape painting, it's very important to control the contrast. If the contrast, you cannot control it, you cannot tell the difference between the background objects and the closer space. And this can come into this mountain. Looks like a little bit farther away from here, like that. So that's good. And now I'm gonna come in over here, just give a little tap and have a little blue color over here, a little bit, because the shadow side of the mountains always a little bit cooler. So like that. That's good. Now I'm gonna give a little suggestions of this hill. Okay, a little bit like that. And maybe a little hill over here. So you don't have to do exactly what it looked like in the reference. Okay, now it's good. So I'm going to give a little details for the light side. I'm going to use a a brush a little bit smaller. And here you go. Now I'm gonna take a look at the color, a little bit warmer because on the light side. And this orange color with a little blue, with a little light. And take a look. A little bit red, a little bit white. Okay, I think we're getting that color pretty close. And over here, that's the light side. Maybe a little bit blue, a little bit too bright, like this. That's good. Okay, like that, a little bit on the light side. You see the light side of the hill. I'm gonna just have a little bit warmer color. That's suggesting that's the light. Okay. That is the side that facing to the sun. Okay, over here I have a little bit. Can be very thin. And just take a little bit more of this color. That's fine. Just keep a little separation between the light side and the shadow side. But remain the contrast it to be in the close range, like that. So it maybe have a little bit color it's coming in over here. So don't want that shape a little bit too persistent. And let's see, like that. So we have a little bit more detail in the background. But the value contrast is very similar. Like that. A little bit blue on the edge over here. Like that. Let's take a look. Maybe the far away over there, we should have a little bit suggestion of the clouds. So let's give a little suggestion over here, like that. That's good. And now I'm gonna give a little white into here, a little bit more. And let's see, on top of here. The cloud. That. Right? It's showing that it could be the white cow on top of the mountain. Like that. Just enjoy the process and have fun. It's important. We all need to have fun. Okay, that's just good. I just give a little details to the background. But I think this is like the hill looks like a little bit even. So I don't want that to look too predictable. So I'm gonna kill that hill and just add a little bit more of a better rhythm, like that. So a little bit better. Like that. Break that a little bit. That's good. Now we come to the foreground. We need to give enough suggestions for the tree over here because right now it looks very messy. Now what I want to do, I'm going to use a pretty large brush as a flat brush. And I'm going to recognize this is a one bunch, it's a one group. So now I'm going to mix the yellow with a little red. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure the color thick enough because I'm gonna sculpt some shape. Okay, let's see. Over here, I want to have this become one group, like that. Give a little bit yellow. That's one group. And this as another group. gonna have like this, another group. And the top over here, I'm gonna leave a little green color over there. See, I will also have some darker color underneath the tree, and this another group which is much deeper. And I'm gonna have the color over here have one tree. Right over here, there's a tree. And there's another tree on this side. I'm gonna get more yellow color. Another tree on this side. And we're gonna create a little bit more better relationship. And organization is pretty important, right? So I'm gonna get a little bit red, like this. So this is another tree over here, like that. Here you go, like that, and a little bit color, like that. It's good. Right, I'm gonna throw a little yellow color somewhere over here. A little color changes, and just use the corner of this brush. A little bit yellow color over here, a little color, yellow color on the edge over here. Have some texture for that. Okay, now what I'm gonna do from here is to continue to develop the separations over here, like the shadow area. Let's put a little color here first. We need to care about the shape of this, the whole foreground. Okay, it make sure it's look interesting enough. Okay, let's see. And before we draw the lines for the trunks, and we make sure have enough dark colors. So over here, for example, I'm gonna organize it. This is like belong to a little darker value, and we have enough dark color in the back in order to create a light color and have the enough contrast. And even darker, the blue and the red together create a very deep color. Okay, like that. And on this side, that. Okay, a little bit more stronger contrast. There you go. I have okay. Now I'm going to have a little darker warm color and coming down over here. A little bit more red, like this, coming down from the tree. It's just pink at the top. It still look okay. And have some orange color coming in. Like that. Nice. And then I'm going to use a smaller brush to create some smaller shape. And see, a little dark color over here, and maybe a little bit dark color on the rack over here, and maybe a few dots. And here you go. There's a little dark color in the end over here. Okay. Now I'm going to continue. Spend probably another half hour. I can finish this painting from here.